Hi guys, aloha, I'm Orina Gatifula. I'm a psychic, I'm a starseed multidimensional being. Today I would like to talk about the light language. Many people call it the tongue. They say it's the language of the angels. Um, I call it the heart language because it comes from your heart. It's a heart frequency, and if your heart chakra is open and your Lemurian fire is activated within yourself and you're connected with your heart, you will understand all the light languages. Some people say, and even I say, that we are connected to different stars like Sirius, Arcturus, Venus, Pleiaden, Central Sun. So they all speak different languages. And if you go to different cultures, it's very interesting that the Hawaiian culture and Germany it's like exactly 12 hours away from each other, totally opposite of the world. Both are very strongly connected to the Pleiadians. And when you read something, you read it the way you say it. In English, it would sound different, but in Hawaii and in Germany, you read it as you see it. Very interesting. In China, in Thailand, they all have different languages. Africa, France. And once I remember, I didn't even know about the light language, right? But I had a client and she came to me and we had few sessions, and then she said, oh, she has been in the past to a healer and she started speaking a language which no one understands. And I said, okay, what is the language? Why don't you talk? And then she said, no, she's not allowed to talk that language. I said, why not? Because the last healer said it's not good for her. And I said, why wouldn't it be good for you? Or if it's from you, how can that be? Then I said, please, if you don't mind, just talk the language. And she started talking, and I will never ever forget. It was like I understood what she said. And I was living few months in Nigeria, and they have a language which is like the African language. At the same time, it's a mix up with French. And when she started talking, it was so similar to that language, and I almost cried. I said, I understand what you're saying. And then I translated it for her, and then we did some sessions so that she understood what she was saying. And soon after that, I met another lady, and when I did a session with her, all of a sudden she started talking the light language. And I was so touched, but at the same time I was like, okay, I understand the language, but how come I don't speak it? Years passed down, and then I was helping to activate the light language. And I also, as I said, I call it the language of the heart, because in Atlantis, Lemuria, inner earth people would talk that language because it's all frequency. Like a sound, I-yo, it's like a sound, right? So it all has a meaning when you put it together, and it's like a melody. It has a vibration, it has an information. So then one day I was sitting at home watching a movie, my cat was next to me, and all of a sudden, I have no idea, I started speaking the language and wouldn't stop, and I started crying. It was overwhelming, it was opening my heart. And I couldn't stop, and then I was sending it to some of my friends, and it was like so overwhelming. And then they said, oh my gosh, Agatha, you're speaking the light language. I was like, what? And I said, and I was Googling it and researching, and I couldn't find anything. But now when you look for light language, you will find it. You can look for the tongue. You will find something about it. So all I want to say is, once I also went to Germany, and then I was in Untersberg. It's a mountain, very special mountain with time phenomena, which people go in and they come out weeks later, or they go in, they come 1 hour late out of the mountain, but the time is the same when they went in. So that mountain has more than 400 caves, and then I went with a group to one of those caves, a tiny little hole, and we were rubbing ourselves, like crawling through that little hole, and then it was amazing. It was feeling like being in a desert. It's like the stone was warm and so different. And then we did a little ritual, and all of a sudden I started singing like this light language, and it was so powerful, it was so strong, and it was like, through light language, through vibration, you can create portals and move from one place to the other. And that's what happened in that little cave. The vibration changed, and it felt like being in a different part of the world. It was crazy, it was amazing, it was surprising. Okay, and then from there we went to another cave, which was even bigger, and usually it's either full of ice, which you can't enter certain part of the cave, or it's the ice is melting and then you can't enter that cave because it's all water. And that day it was just perfect. You could walk on the ice, but it did melt so much that we could enter a certain angle of the cave, which was a little tunnel, and then it went meters down, and then there was again a little hole, and we went inside. It was a huge, humongous cave. And it was like, I swear by God, I think we would have gotten to inner earth, but there were lots of reptiloids energies, but which were trapped in those timelines, which had a good heart frequency, so we released those ones. And then I understood why I started singing in the previous cave. So all I want to say is, try it by yourself at first. If you know people who you're really comfortable with, please try it in the group. Put your hands on your heart, and then you close your eyes, and please move your body if you feel like it should move, because it's all vibration and we have meridians, our body is moving, and light language is very healing. Then you can just start with, like, when they chant, you know, in the Hinduism, it's connected to the planetary systems. When you chant Om, Lam, Ram, it is connected to different planets, and all those planets have different sounds which affect your chakras, which affect your well-being, which is connected to your birth, right? So you start and then you can even sing like Ayo, and then you just open up, let it flow, okay? It might be really overwhelming, because every time I do it, it's like I get hot flashes, and then it's like I feel like I can't breathe because it's so overwhelming. It's lots of love. And then I start I tekin I tiuk etenista tui he na ke I wakate yanesi kelana de ne yama ke yana te yene wanaka e. Okay. That's like so it's like, it's really interesting. Like, when I start doing this, the energy goes out, but all of a sudden it goes inwards and it starts circulating within my body. So all I'm trying to say here is, try it out yourself. Give me a feedback. If you have any questions, let me know. My heart is beating. And then I do starseeds activations and priestess activations. And activation always is your own unique energy, which is not like any others. It's like your unique gifts, talents, frequencies, and you're integrating all your psychic abilities. So if you have any more questions, let me know. I'll love to guide you and help you out and do an activation with you, which is also connected to herbs and making your body alkaline, preparing it for the very high frequencies so that can vibrate easily in your body. Yeah, okay, all right. So that's it. Aloha. Bye.